Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Christ is among us.
He is also.
A boy fell in love with a girl, with a beautiful girl, and he knew that he was not very good looking, and he never dared to tell her how he felt about her or to ask her on a date, because he thought he was unworthy of her. Another boy who was good looking was so full of himself, so confident in his good-looking body and good-looking face. And he liked the girl, and he went to her trying to impress her with his good looks. And the girl was not very impressed because obviously he was very proud. He asked her very confidently on a date, and she very bluntly refused him because she didn't like his pride and being overly self-confident. Another boy fell in love with another girl, a third one. This one knew that he was not very good looking, but he really liked this girl. He knew that he was not worthy of her, but he wanted to be with her. And he went to her and just told her, "You are beautiful. I'm not worthy of you, but I would like to spend 1 hour with you. Would you?" And she said, "Yes." I'm telling you about these 3 situations today, and they happen. They are real life situations. I'm telling you about this because in today's gospel we see a man, that centurion, who had a very good balance between feeling unworthy and at the same time having faith and being courageous. They say that if we are too courageous, we become entitled. If we are too humble and we don't think, that we are worthy, we become cowards. And we have to keep a balance. The best way to be is to keep a balance between courage and humility. And that's what that man had. A very good balance between faith and courage on one side, and on the other side, humility. I've seen many people as a priest, I've seen many people who didn't get into a deep relationship with Christ because they felt of themselves being unworthy. Yes, we should feel unworthy because indeed we are unworthy of being the brides of Christ. We are unworthy of being loved by Christ. But that's the whole point. That even if we are unworthy, He loves us and He wants to be with us. We see so beautifully in the Gospels the examples of St. John the Baptist, who says that he's unworthy even to carry the sandals of the Messiah. Yet, when the Messiah comes and tells him, "I need to be baptized by you because it has to be done," John doesn't argue with the Lord anymore, and he very humbly lifts up his hand above him and puts him under the water to baptize him. Peter, when he encountered the Lord for the first time, when the Lord preached from Peter's boat on the Lake of Galilee, and then after preaching from his boat told Peter, launch the boat and go for fishing. And he had, that great catch of fish. He tells him, "Lord, depart from me, for I'm not worthy." The Lord tells him, "Follow me, and I'll make you a fisher of men." And he did follow him, even if he knew very well that he was unworthy to be an apostle of the Son of God. It is the same with us, beloved faithful. It is absolutely normal to feel unworthy. It is absolutely normal to have that fear of the Lord, which the book of Proverbs says that is the beginning of wisdom. Because we are in the presence of the Almighty God. On the other hand, I've seen people who didn't get into a very deep, profound, loving relationship with God because they thought that everything was okay with them. They didn't think that of the mighty of God, and they thought that they deserved a relationship with God, and they wanted God to do for them whatever they wanted because they deserved everything. That's entitlement. And it is not liked by God because it implies a lot of pride. For any loving relationship with each other, with God, also who is a person, we need both. We need courage and faith, and also humility. So beautifully, St. Peter says in his first letter, quoting the book of Proverbs, that God resists the proud, but gives grace to the humble. Therefore, humble yourselves under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time. If we want to stay in beautiful, loving relationships with our spouses, with our children, with our co-workers, or with God, we need to feel unworthy and at the same time to have faith and to approach. Entitlement doesn't lead us into a loving relationship. Also, too much fear doesn't lead us into a loving relationship. We need a balance of making room within us, of feeling that I'm not worthy of your love, but I want to be with you. And that's what keeps us, what gets us in the first place into loving relationships, and what keeps us into loving relationships. It is a well-known fact that the husbands who forever felt unworthy of having such a wonderful wife, or the wives who forever felt unworthy of having such a wonderful husband, have a marriage, a beautiful marriage forever. It is the same in our relationship with God. We forever feel unworthy, but forever want to be with Him. Amen. Glory to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit.